Alright guys, let's not waste any time. We're gonna read The Secret again today. 5 more pages. The secret to money. Whatever the mind can whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. The Secret was a real transformation for me because I grew up with a very negative father who thought rich people or people who had ripped everyone off and thought that anyone who had money must have deceived somebody. So I grew up with a lot of beliefs about money. That if you had it, it made you bad. Only evil people have money, and money doesn't grow on trees. Who do you think I'm, Rockefeller? Massive Rockefeller. Who do you think I'm, Rockefeller? That was one of his favorite phrases. So I grew up truly believing that life was difficult. It was only when I met W. Clement Stone that I began to shift my life. Massive Rockefeller, you know, that's hilarious. Okay, on to the next page. Alright, when I was working with Stone, he said, I want you to set a goal so big that if you would achieve it, it would blow your mind. And you would know it's only because of what I've taught you that you would have achieved this goal. At the time, I was making about $8,000 a year. So I said, I want to make $100,000 in a year. Now, I had no idea how I could do that. I saw no strategy, no possibility, but I just said, I'm going to declare that I'm going to believe it. So I'm going to act as if it's true and release it. So I did. One of the things he taught me was every day to close your eyes and visualize the goals of it as if it's already achieved. I had actually made $100,000 bill that I put on the ceiling. So first thing in the morning, I'd look up there and it would remind me that this was my intention. Then I would close my eyes and visualize having $100,000 lifestyle. Interestingly enough, nothing major happened for 30 days. I didn't have any great breakthrough ideas. No one was offering me more money. But about 4 weeks in, I had $100,000 idea. It just came right into my head. I had a book I had written and said, if I can sell 400,000 copies of my book at a quarter each, that'd be $100,000. Now, the book was there, but I had never thought this idea. One of the secrets is that when you have an inspired thought, you have to trust and act on it. I didn't know I was going to sell 400,000 copies. Then I saw the National Enquirer at the supermarket. I'd seen that millions of times and it was just background. And all of a sudden, it jumped out of me. I thought, if readers knew about my page, certainly 400,000 people would go and buy it. About 6 weeks later, I gave a talk at Hunter's College in New York to 600 teachers, and afterward, a woman approached me and said, "That was a great talk. I want to interview you. Let me give you my card." As it turns out, she was a freelance writer who sold her stories to the National Enquirer. The theme from The Twilight Zone went off in my head like, whoa, this stuff's really working. That article came out and our book sales started to take off. The point I want to make is that I was attracting into my life all of these different events, including this person. To make a long story short, I did not make $100,000 that year. We made $92,327. But do you think we were depressed and saying, "Oh, this didn't work"? No. We were saying, "This is amazing." So my wife said to me, "If it works for 100,000, do you think it'd work for 1 million?" And I said, "I don't know. I think so." Let's try. My publisher wrote me a royalty check for our first chicken soup for this whole book. And he actually put a smiley face in his signature because it was the first $1 million check he'd ever written. Wait, hold on a minute. So I know from my own experience, because I wanted to test it, does this secret really work? We put it to the test. It absolutely worked, and now I live my life from that every single day. The knowledge of the secret and the intentional use of the law of attraction can be applied to every single subject in your life. It is the same process for everything you want to create, and the subject of money is no different. To attract money, you must focus on wealth. It is impossible to bring more money into your life when you're noticing you do not have enough, because that means you're thinking thoughts that you do not have enough. Focus on not having enough money and you will create untold more circumstances of not having enough money. You must focus on the abundance of money to bring to you that. You have to emit a new signal with your thoughts, and those thoughts should be that you currently have more than enough. You really need to call your imagination into play and make believe you already have the money you want. And it is so much fun to do. You will notice as you pretend and play games of having wealth that you instantly feel better about money. And as you feel better about it, it will begin to flow into your life. Jack's wonderful story inspired the secret team to create a blank check available as a free download on the secret website. The blank check is for you, and it is from the Bank of the Universe. You fill the name, amount, and details, and place it in a prominent place where you will see it every day. When you look at the check, feel the feelings of having that money now. Imagine spending the money on all of the things you'll buy and the things you will do. Feel how wonderful it is. Know that it is yours, because when you ask, it is. Let me repeat that. Know that it is yours, because when you ask, it is. We have received hundreds of stories from people who have brought huge sums of money to them using the secret check. It's a fun game that works. The only reason any person does not have enough money is because they're blocking money coming from them with their thoughts. Every negative thought, feeling, or emotion is blocking you from money from coming to you, and that includes money. It is not that money is being kept from you by the universe, because all the money you require exists right now, the invisible. If you do not have enough, it is because you are stopping the flow of money coming to you, and you're doing that with your thoughts. You must tip the balance of your thoughts from lack of money to more than enough money. Think more thoughts of abundance than lack, and you have tipped the balance. When you need money, it is a powerful feeling within you. And so, of course, through the law of attraction, you'll continue to attract needing money. I can speak from experience about money, but because just before I discovered the secret, my accountants told me that I had suffered a major loss that year. And guys, that is 5 pages of the secret, guys. Guys, this is a series I'm going to be doing every single... Actually, hold on. Every single day, yes, I will be reading 5 pages of The Secret. And yeah, yes, I'm going to be doing it. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for the next video. This book is absolutely amazing, and yeah, like it said, when you ask, it is already. So yeah, peace.